is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel, little baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just I rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all together.
All right, and just like that, we are back.
Well, we know. Well, we back from okay
From a weekend.
from a weekend. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT.
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangster.
baby.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Now you
no.
know. Yes.
You, what's good?
You know what? It's Monday.
It is
Motivational.
Are you motivated on this motivational Monday?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, so this weekend
Okay.
I went to Carrollton, which
Okay.
is like an hour outside of Atlanta. So basically kind of
It
Atlanta.
seems like everything is an hour outside of it.
It is. That's why I say basically
Okay.
Atlanta.
Okay.
My little cousin graduated from Carrollton High School.
Okay. Congratulations. cuz.
Congratulations to CJ. He's actually going to Miles College.
Okay.
Now it's a small town, so one major high school
Okay.
in Carrollton, and then they have one that's like in the city, kind of like the outskirts of it, and then they may have like little small private schools, but most kids go to that one school
Okay.
that's in that town. And so like 400 kids graduated. They had a black valedictorian.
Okay.
And not only was she like amazing in school, she also played basketball.
Okay.
So what
So,
they
so a real student athlete for real.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
And so what they did in their books, when they give for like about the graduate stuff,
Mhm.
they posted all their scholarships
Oh,
and of the students.
to show
Like
you, like, yeah, they
what-
really getting it. Yeah.
they really getting it. So the valedictorian, like highest offer at one of the schools was like 340,000.
Wow.
And they listed it, boom, 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 boom.
Full
And-
ride type. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what was amazing is that like a lot of these students did not pick their most expensive or the most where their biggest offer.
Okay.
They didn't pick their
they didn't
biggest
accept
offers.
the biggest offer.
No,
yeah.
they didn't. Like she's
They
going
went based on like academics
and what
yeah.
felt good to them.
Okay.
So like I know she picked something like towards the middle that maybe gave her a scholarship for like 200 and some thousand.
Okay.
I would think she's
How
going to
far does
Virginia.
that go now? How
I
far
don't
does
know.
200,000?
That
school
has,
money go?
that has to be a full tuition.
I'm thinking.
Yes, and plus some
How-
extra perks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
My little cousin is going to Miles. He left like 50,000 out there because his highest scholarship was like 101,000 to Tuskegee
Okay.
University.
Yeah.
Juju,
Historically black.
Yes, Juju, which he's been like on TV and stuff like that, star quarterback. He's
Okay.
going to Colorado, University of Colorado
Yeah.
with Deion
You know, you
Sanders.
from here, Colorado.
Yes. How we supposed to say it?
Colorado with an L. You put two D's.
Colorado. Wait, don't matter. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
We all do. We absolutely do. Colorado.
But no, so that was the first time that I saw that, which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Now there were some people that was offered just only $200.
I mean, it was awful.
It was an offer, but that's life.
Yeah, that can, but and they put them in the books.
They put them in the books.
Every scholarship matters, right?
Yeah, all of them matter. So I thought that was really neat. And then they put where they signed to. Okay. So they had the offers. So they put where they signed to in it. And if you wasn't looking at it, you can miss it. But then on another page, they put all the kids that went to college again.
Okay.
Somewhere else. So it was pretty dope.
Nice.
How was your weekend?
It was good. So Saturday, what we do Saturday was actually a really good day. We had a men's only meeting at Child's Park.
How was that?
It was amazing. Yeah, and that's all I'll say about it. It's some stuff that's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna be even more amazing. But yeah, we brothers working it out.
Okay, I like
brothers
it.
Working it out.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels good.
It feels good. And then then yesterday was just kind of a chill day, relaxing, not really trying to do too much. Got a lot, cooking. And so this whole work-life balance thing, trying to do it for real. So yeah, yesterday just kind of chilled out.
So Motivational Monday. I'm super, super motivated. So before I left to go out of town, I went to Gibbs High School. Me, Samantha, Coach Walt is doing a summer program.
Okay, yeah.
A summer school program.
Ready, Set?
It's Ready, Set, Work.
Okay.
We got Ready, Set, Fitness, which is fitness and empowerment. Is for your athletes.
Okay.
We have the Ready, Set, Work entertainment, which is for our creative people. And then just added on BAT, which is Ashley's husband, Dontrell Jackson.
Okay.
For our people that want
pastor?
No, he's not a pastor.
Okay.
Who wants their children to learn carpentry.
Nice.
So we're gonna build the plan, and we're gonna work it all out. Is to build a tiny home.
Okay.
Through the summer with these kids.
It's possible. I got some ideas on that. Me and King Jab just talked about something. I'll share it with you off the air. But yeah, so
we're doing it this summer.
Yeah,
so if y'all want to collab in some type of way,
yes.
Let's talk about it off the air.
Yes.
So I'm motivated to give these kids some options.
Right.
And we're gonna be at Gibbs High School.
Okay.
So the first half of the day is vocational.
All right.
Where you will learn financial empowerment. You will have Dr. Brittany and her team is coming in to do mental health with the kids, so they'll have a mental health class. So we want to introduce.
Dr. Brittany is amazing, by the way. Shout out to Dr. B.
We want the kids to be introduced to therapy early, or learning how to communicate properly.
Yeah.
We gotta have some conflict resolution. The kids will also get breakfast in the morning. It's from 9 to 3. Monday through Thursday. So if y'all looking for something for your kids to do, hit me up. We're signing up children now, ages of 14 to 21. I know the 21 sounds a little old, but
no, I don't.
14
I remember 21. I wasn't ready.
No, so 14 to 21, I think it'd be a great
got
life.
married next year, but
yeah. But listen, but we're looking for great life experiences for these children.
Janae was good. Timber felt and how what's happening.
And ideally, every child will leave something at the end of the summer that they'll be proud of.
That's great, and I'm happy to hear that because we need multiple options, for this summer. Lots of things going on. So Story 727, y'all know them. Growing Force and Youth Empowerment in St. Pete. They have like a lot going on, and so they also have their summer program. Make sure that y'all check it out. We'll be doing Friday night done right. This summer we're looking. Originally we were saying the 13th, Friday the 13th. We may have to push it back a week, but we're still working through
Okay.
it. We actually having our planning session tomorrow night with the neighborhood association. So,
Okay.
So if y'all want to be a part of that, come on out. We'll be at the Childs Park Rec Center 6:30 tomorrow night, planning for this Friday night done right, making sure that we're present and accountable for our youth and creating spaces for them to have fun.
So while we're here talking about motivational, never mind. We'll talk about it after that. Because I don't know. Because I'm reading on it. Are you friends with Dan?
Yes.
Have you been reading, because it's out there, about the stuff that's going on with the cat?
Okay, I saw Jeff live this morning.
I didn't see it. What did he say?
I just caught like the tail end
Okay.
of it, and it seemed like from what I saw, they're being targeted or they're having some issues with the city.
Okay, I was about to talk about that, which is so unfair.
Yeah, but I don't know enough about it to.
Okay, so from what I'm reading on it, you know, I didn't know that you have to have a special permit to stay open to 3:00 in the morning.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
they have that.
They do,
okay.
But they close at midnight anyway.
Yeah, that's what I saw his post about, like Easter, and he was saying even though they can stay open to 3, they shut it down at midnight as usual. You know,
it's so like and I really want to talk about this because is that you look at the unfair treatment. You know, people gather, and to call them drug dealers, pistol carrying.
Well, you know, thug is a new way of saying nigga. Like that's how they did it. That's how they started doing it. They couldn't say, they couldn't call you the N-word no more, so they started calling us thugs. That was in our generation.
Yeah, and I mean,
that was like the pivot from like you can't just openly call somebody an N-word.
Yeah.
So you start saying thug, and then thug became synonymous with young black male, black males, the problem. Yeah, you know, all of that stuff. And so now it's just a continuation of that. And so when you say that you got these thugs, they basically saying, well.
So back to it. We know this is the first time that we've seen a decline of black people here or leaving the area.
Yes.
Right.
I got an article on that. We talked about that a little bit on Friday.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know. Go ahead.
About the Black Exodus, right? But before we get into that, I want to hear the rest of your point. And then also I saw something happening with Lux. And so like, what is it with, you know, the black businesses?
So I don't really know. I'm going to have to like on break, look at and kind of get caught up with the Lux.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Cause you had a weekend. Like,
I really did. But I did see Dan's stuff that came in. And I do really kind of want to see what is the issue when it comes to our black businesses.
Somebody tag Dan. Have him give us a call.
Yeah.
727-637.
Or Jeff or Jason.
Or Jeff or JB. Yeah, we had JB in here. He was,
right.
You know.
And we kind of addressed it, and I think is targeted unfairly. And we look at downtown, right? We look at where we have white bars, and there's a plethora of them. And we only have a few of the black businesses, and for them to be targeted and to say that it's a nuisance in there, you have. First of all, let me say this. If you allow us to have businesses and give us the same opportunity as our counterparts, then you may not feel like it's a nuisance because now people have multiple places to go. Right. But if you only have 2 or 3 places to go in this huge city, and I'm going to say a huge city at this point because people keep on moving in.
Yes, they do.
Right? It's gonna seem overwhelming to the masses, right? Because all the people only have somewhere else to go. Compared to everybody else, they have hundreds.
Yeah, they have
places.
Options. They got options.
They got options to go and spread out. And so, and if you look at them, you can't tell me downtown St. Pete don't have problems, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have as much security and police down there and the horses right now.
And if they don't, maybe it's because they have all of that security and police down there that they don't have problems.
No, they have problems because you see the paddy wagon be filled every weekend of people that they are arresting and taking. And I done seen plethora of fights down there.
Right.
And I don't. And maybe because I'm not in there, but I'm not seeing them as thugs. And are they not thugs because they're not colored? They don't have melanin in their skin.
Yeah. Okay.
So that
I definitely would like to maybe have somebody from the Catalyst come in and give us the backstory, share what their what their challenges are, and then how they can be supported by the community. Because our, Catalyst is one of those businesses that's an anchor institution at this point on the Deuces, and it has drawn people to the Deuces, and so I'm sure the other businesses have benefited from its presence. Like, you got all of that foot traffic, all of these people coming into the town,
and they're coming
they're
in,
exploring, they're finding other things to get into when they're here, and so definitely, I think it needs to be supported in whatever challenges that they're facing with city government. I think it can be addressed and worked out.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and this is how it's addressed, is that we talk about it publicly.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't sweep it under the rug. We call out BS when we see it.
Right.
Yeah. And like any good relationship with the city, we always say, like, when it's good, we praise it.
Yep.
And when it's bad, we call it out. Because I've also heard Jeff Lives when he, say kudos to the mayor and some of the other people who came in and, and our supporters or have done whatever to support the Deuces Live.
Okay.
And what you see is that now you see a community that's thriving, and we're thriving off of us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's growing, and it's going to continue to grow. Like, it's other things that are happening, other things that are in the works. And so, again, I'd love to have, either Jeff, Dan, or JB come in. Because when JB was here, he was talking more about the internal things that happen. He didn't really go into a lot of the politics of what they're dealing with. Right. You know what I mean? And really the challenges that they're facing from outside. Like, he was just saying, it was a great interview, great conversation. Y'all go back and y'all check that out. We do have a Would You Rather.
Okay, would you rather?
Would you rather go without sugar for a month or go without fried foods for a week? No sugar for a month or fried foods for a week.
You don't need neither, but you want both.
Yeah, you don't need neither. That's right. But you want both. You don't need now one of them. So sugar for a month or fried foods for a week.
You see, I just sipped my coffee.
Yeah, with sugar. They say I'll do sugar in my coffee. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. But it's enough sugar in the cream that.
When I make my coffee at home, I don't go with sugar. I go with creamer. But then we wouldn't be able to use creamer because it has sugar in it.
Oh yeah. Well, that'll kind of blow that. So. But
you say both.
Okay, I hear that. I think I'm kind of on the fence too, because I know sugar is horrible for you, but I do have a sweet tooth. Fried foods only a week, so that's survivable. I don't eat a lot of fried foods anyway.
I can survive a week without fried food. I definitely can provide the fried. But I like me some good, nice, crispy fried chicken.
Okay, so a week with no fried food.
Yeah, I'm going
versus the month with no sugar.
Why do you have to do a whole month with no sugar?
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, you only have to do a week without fried foods
and a month without sugar.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the sugar's worse? And it take longer to leave your system or something like that? I don't know. Sugar is a drug, though.
It is.
It absolutely is a drug. I still ain't said. What do I do? I'll tell you after the break, y'all. What y'all doing? Put it in the chat. Are you going a month without sugar or a week without fried food?
I'm doing a week without fried food. Okay. I can make that.
Okay.
I really have to get wrap my mind around about.
you got to prepare for that.
For the no sugar. For the no sugar. I mean,
the withdrawals and all of the stuff that go along with that. Yeah.
I'm trying to see, because now that you think about it, I'm like saying, okay, but everything has sugar in it.
Yeah.
Almost a lot of stuff do.
And to do that for a whole month. But the benefits of it, like I've seen people who like quit sugar and they look amazing. Like that's one of the main things that's like put weight on a lot of people is the sugar. How it break down into the body. So just
think about so sugar, no creamer with your coffee, right? So we're gonna have to figure out something else for it.
Okay, Renee Cox said baked and grilled. Okay, there you go. So you still get the chicken?
Okay.
So all of the things that have sugar that you can't have.
But we can have natural, like, so we can still do fruit because that's a natural fruit.
Yeah.
Okay. You just can't have the white sugar.
Yeah, the processed refined sugar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still
gonna go with the fried food.
Yeah,
because
I'm
it's easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
So there you have it. All right, so I'll put it in the chat. Let
So
us know.
you haven't decided what you're doing. What you doing?
I'll try the sugar. I'll leave the sugar alone and watch what happens.
Okay,
I
you
mess
want
with sugar.
so do you want to do this challenge?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'm with it. I can do it.
Okay. So
I gotta like give me a week to
get a week to so should we
get my mind together.
So question, should we both do no sugar for a month?
Okay.
And then switch over and do no fried food after that. Like this is like a healthy lifestyle.
Let's do that. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Okay, so
I'm with it. And if
so
y'all
what
want
we're
to join it, so we'll share it. We'll post it, and then we can like maybe get some other people involved. You know, that whole community thing, because it helps to have the community.
So
to
this is what I'm
encourage
gonna
us.
say.
Yeah.
Next week we start with the no fried food.
Okay, so we taking a week off of fried foods.
Starting Monday. Okay. All right. And so
then going into June, we'll do no sugar in June
for a whole month. And this gives us time to prepare and be ready to cut the sugar out.
Us. All right. Look at making plans.
Motivational Monday.
I love it. And if you'd like to support us, you can. Make sure that you go to www.99jamstheberg.com. Hit the donate button and continue to support community radio. You can actually sign up to do it on a monthly basis so that it's not just a one-time thing. And make a contribution. Support the work that we're doing.
It's always one in the audience.
What's the one?
You be talking about do it at the same time.
Okay, well, yeah. That was
we could.
So I don't know, you be.
I know.
kick the chicken and the sugar all at the same time.
Well, we ain't say chicken. We just said fried.
Yeah, fried chicken. Thank you very much. Fried foods, period. Yeah. So that is a big one. Fried foods it's a lot of fried foods. Tiffany says, good morning, and sugar is in so many foods and sauces to go a whole month without it. She said, I can do a week without fried. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We really got to prepare for it.
Yeah. And then 30 days sugar-free should not be that difficult. And a week without fried food either shouldn't be. But, when you ain't did it in a while.
So, I mean.
Because I'll be honest, I'm not really doing a lot of sugar right now. But it's not intentional. I'm not like consciously saying, oh, I'm not eating sugar. But it's just.
Right.
My wife ain't bringing a lot of sugar into the house.
Right. But you got to.
Other than herself.
Ooh.
Look, now she said, good morning. I hear y'all.
Hey.
Sean, we're going to do 30 days with no sugar and a week with no fried food.
Actually, we could do it together because the first we could kick off the no fried food the week and no sugar.
Yeah.
And then just continue.
Okay. And Monday is Memorial Day.
Okay, we're gonna wait till after Memorial Day.
Yeah, let's start in June. You want to do it in June?
Okay, we can kick it off in June.
We'll do it in June.
And then so we can then promote it and see and let people sign up.
Yeah.
And then let's see where we at with it.
And y'all can go to the One a Day Challenge group. We also have a group in Facebook, hashtag the One a Day Challenge. We can just updates and put things in there because we already have a group of people that's doing positive things with their health in that space. The One a Day Challenge group. So y'all check that out.
I'm excited. Would you rather? Who would have known that it would have motivated us to do something?
Yeah. How about that?
All right. So we got to take a break.
Yeah, that's it. And it'll be quick, y'all. We'll be right back. And then after the break, we're going to talk about this plantation that burned down. Y'all see that? The antebellum plantation, largest one, burned down. It's Malcolm X's birthday. Ron DeSantis doing some stuff that we're going to talk about. And we also have an Ask Kiana. So y'all make sure that y'all.
And we got some movies we watch. Hey, we got some stuff for you. All right.
We got something for you. Y'all stick around. We'll be right back.
Is a note. The perfect dish, creating a symphony.
Well, what we're standing in the way of is the most.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAC.
See that?
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new
gangsta.
baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
No. Wow. So before the break, y'all, if you missed it, we had our Would You Rather question for the day. We'd like for y'all to chime in, let us know what you would rather do. Would you rather give up sugar for a month or fried foods for a week? And that conversation actually led to a challenge that we're going to do starting in June. We'll be posting about it, letting y'all know what's going down.
Because we got to really define what this look like, right?
We got to make some rules.
Let you know.
Understand the criteria.
And today's Yubi's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Yubi.
Yubi, happy birthday.
Some of the best advice I got about birthdays. Keep on having them.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
That's it?
Yep. And Tiffany says she gave up cakes and candies and cookies, etc. Just got to be more intentional when it comes to giving up meals that have sugar in it. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a choice.
And we were talking about like off the air is that like I'm a more controlled eater.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna say I don't have a sweet tooth, because there's every now and then you want the boom. I don't have to eat everything that's in my house.
Yeah.
Even when we were younger, like my mama would buy stuff and me and Corey would eat it, and then we'll just have stuff left over. But when our cousins and stuff came over,
they come over, they ready. They pillaging. Yes.
So
sound like my grandchildren. You have stuff for weeks, and then they come and it's they just dive in. That's kind of what it's there for. So
it is.
So the plantation burned down.
Yeah.
So the Nottoway plantation, recognized as the largest antebellum mansion in the United States, was destroyed by a massive fire on May 15th in White Castle, Louisiana. The 53,000 square foot mansion was built in 1859 by John Hampton Randolph using enslaved labor. It featured
53,000
square feet.
Wow.
Huge. It featured 64 rooms and was a prominent example of Greek revival and Italian architecture. In recent decades, it opened as a resort and an event venue, attracting visitors from around the world. Considering this complex history, right? It's been a lot of different debates about, what's the significance of this happening. And so I've seen some of the debates saying, the ancestors have spoken, time to go burn it down. They out there serving food. I'm seeing the memes. But then you have the other side of it where they're talking about the historical preservation. If you never see it, you don't know it happened. Like, how they trying to erase history anyway. And so, what's your thoughts on the plantation burning down?
I don't really care that it burnt down. Let me say that.
Are you one of the? Are you celebrating the burning down, or are you thinking that the history should be preserved?
Okay, I'm one of the people that I don't think that you erase no history.
Okay.
I'm one of the people, I don't care if the Confederate soldier statue was still up. I think that's a part of history. I don't think that you should exclude the greatness of blackness as well. I'm one of the people
when they was taking down the monuments, you didn't support the Confederate monuments coming down and all that stuff? Yeah.
I'm gonna rock with the masses, but that's not really
it's other stuff.
The thing is that two wrongs don't make a right. Okay. You know what I mean? You erase one to uphold the other. No, we can have both. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. We need the truth, because then if you erase that, you forget how horrible they were.
That's what the argument about this plantation is. It's if you now that it's gone and it's not there, you forget, in 5 or 10 years or, 10 or 20 years.
Let's say not 20 years, 40 years from now, when a new plantation come up, when we're all dead. Let's say 60 years from now, when we're all dead and gone. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Somewhere around there. Yeah. And then history starts to really repeat itself, and they start to build new plantations or whatever the case may be. The old one now is gone, where the significance of it, just say, I don't want to go back there. You could be tricked to go back. So the bad history is completely erased. Right. You can recreate the bad history again, because
and people will think it's new. Or they,
Right.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's my thought
So,
process.
so you be say, so you take the good and the bad, just keep the history. You got to call us, Yubi.
Yeah, explain.
I
Like,
want to hear what you're saying on your birthday. He shares a birthday with Malcolm X. Yeah, today's Malcolm X birthday as well.
This is why he has so many strong opinions.
Okay, that's right.
Oh, so Yubi's a Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still Taurus season? Yeah, it's still Taurus season.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think to your point about the monuments, I remember when they were taking down the Confederate flag. Like that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? And during that time, I was thinking too, like the Confederate flag was up for what, 4 years, 3-4 years maybe.
Yeah.
But then this flag that we flying now has been up like the whole time.
Yeah.
And we caught hell the whole time.
Yeah.
But we mad with the Confederate flag that flew for 3 or 4 years. And then that's one part. And then the second part of that was when the flag and the monuments and the statues come down, the mindset is still there.
Yeah.
So even though the monument is gone, it's still people who think the way that these people thought. And so the bigger play is to really address the mindset that will put a statue like that up or put a flag like that up, knowing that, it represents, pain and trauma to a lot of people. Like what kind of mindset would that require in order for you to do those types of things? So,
yeah. And so like
I'm on the mindset shift more so than the symbolism.
So yeah. I'm with you on that too. But I just think that like we rock sometimes we rock so hard to,
you be getting a lot of birthday love.
Yeah.
So that was it. I just saw it burn down. They said the fire, which began in the southern portion of the mansion, it quickly spread, engulfed the entire structure. Despite the efforts of nearly a dozen fire departments, the building was declared a total loss. No injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. The destruction of the plantation, like we talked about,
who's the owner of the plantation?
Now I don't know. They just said it was
sounds like an insurance claim to me.
Okay, well, there you have it. Oh yeah, they're gonna be all right.
They're gonna be all right. Maybe, but the insurance claims not because all these hurricanes
and fires and them insurance companies. You talk about gangster.
Them is some pimps, the pimps.
They're the pimps of all pimps. And so while some are mourning the loss of the historic architectural landmark and a significant part of Louisiana's tourism economy, others view the destruction as a symbolic end to a painful chapter in American history.
Yeah,
symbolic end to a painful chapter.
I mean, it's down, but they need to put like a plaque or something and say what happened now.
Okay. Yeah.
Something needs to still represent what happened. So you can get the gist of like the story and everything like that.
Right. I hear that. And then I saw also in the news former President Joe Biden got some bad news. He was recently diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer.
Cut your sugars out.
That's what that is.
I don't know.
Sugar do it.
I mean, that's what
sugar mess with your prostate. I don't know. Medea got a prostate. I just thought about that. I just thought about that from one of the shows. But anyway, so former President Joe Biden is diagnosed with an aggressive prostate cancer after a recent medical exam revealed the prostate nodule and urinary symptoms. Further evaluation confirmed the cancer has spread to his bones. His office has described it as a hormone-sensitive, aggressive form of prostate cancer, which allows for treatment options that can manage the disease effectively, though it is considered advanced. Biden's Gleason score is 9 out of 10, indicating one of the most aggressive forms of the disease, and it may include hormone therapy, radiation, and targeted therapy.
How old Joe Biden again?
82. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot to go at 82 years old.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
to endure at 82 years. So I'm thinking to myself, and this ain't got nothing to do with Joe.
Okay.
Because Joe do what you want to do.
Okay.
At 82, would I want to go through those type of treatments?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a lot on your body. It's a lot on your mind.
It is.
It's a lot, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I have some family members who dealt with cancer.
Yeah.
And like my uncle now, he's really my cousin, but
Yeah. One of them older cousins.
Yeah, so he's my uncle.
Yeah.
Like this is his second or third time, and like he was like he not doing treatment. Like
Yeah.
he was like, listen, it is what it is at this point.
Man. Yeah.
Like it was too much on me to even put myself back through this again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm making it 82.
Yeah, that's a question.
At 82, would I want to
yeah.
do like the cancer treatments and do all of? I mean, he could live another 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
don't know. Sleepy Joe got a good. Cause I don't know.
He had
look. I'm calling him Sleepy Joe.
Look,
my bad. Yeah.
I will tell you this. Once he said that he wasn't running for president, he got a whole nother spunk in him again.
Yeah. That fired him up. Right? But the prostate cancer, they said it affects 1 in 8 men in the United States. The 5-year survival rate is 99% if caught early, but it drops to 32% once it spreads. And so they're saying 5-year survival rate, 99%. Did they catch it early enough? Who knows? But I mean, if he got, another 5 in him, it's just the quality of those 5, right?
Right.
Like you said, dealing with all of the treatment and the therapy.
And that's just my thought process.
Really wanna, go through that and deal with that. It's definitely a question. That is a lot. And you see that with, when people get these cancer diagnoses, it rock your world and they have you all over the place.
It does.
I've seen a few people, right after they find out, and it sends you, down a path, and you have to find something bigger than yourself a lot of times in order to keep going.
It's today Tiffany's birthday too? Tiffany, today your birthday as well?
Okay.
Happy birthday, Tiffany. If it's your birthday.
So happy birthday, Tiffany, UB, Malcolm X, and everybody else.
And tell us if we got that wrong. Thank you. As well, happy birthday to us. Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's right. So, prayers for Joe Biden. I hope he get through what he's going through, man. But however he decide to handle it, you're right, though. It's just kind of one of those
that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like,
you want to go through treatment and therapy and radiation and all of that at 82 years old. Yeah, that is a question.
Because like at 82, like I just probably want to like put some stuff on my bucket list and do what I can do that I hadn't accomplished.
Right.
Oh, okay. No, my birthday is Thursday. Oh, okay. Oh, she switched over to Gemini. Team Gemini. All right. She kicks off the Gemini season, it looks like.
Oh, that's what okay. When does Gemini kick off?
Probably Thursday.
Okay, probably Thursday, right? Okay, yeah, because my daughter, her birthday is June 21st, and it's like one of those. I think it could be the Gemini or Cancer.
Okay,
on the chart that you read.
Okay.
I hear that.
But yeah, so
while we're talking about legacy and impact, also I saw that Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu, he actually passed away, and most people probably won't remember. But we featured him as on one of the books of the day. He has a book called Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. And Dr. Kunjufu, he was a renowned Black educator, author, and publisher. He passed away in April at the age of 71. He was the founder of African American Images, and he dedicated his life to empowering Black communities through education, economic awareness, and cultural pride. Again, Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys was one of his books. Black Economics, Solutions for Economic and Community Empowerment was another one of his writings. And real powerful brother. So it's sad loss to the community because of his work that he did in education, culturally relevant education. He believed that our education system, of course, should be controlled by our community. He promoted independent Black schools and challenged Eurocentric curricula. He actually harmonized with the teachings of leaders like Elijah Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan, and also warned against U.S. educational system's failure to nurture Black children. So shout out to Dr. Kunjufu and his family. Yeah. And one of the books that he talked about, again, when we talk about, and it's relevant because it's always relevant, number one. But then recently, we were talking about the stats in schools in Pinellas County schools. Right. And I thought it was interesting, the timing of, his work. And it had me revisit some of his strategies and the tactics that he advocated. You know what I'm saying?
I just wish that we could really just separate ourselves sometime.
We can. because we already
we,
that most.
we really operate like that,
Mhm,
right?
mhm. Yeah.
Because you look at like the disjustice and like the hardships that we go through of the hands of other people. Forget us, because listen,
that's another
that's
layer. It's layers.
It's layers, but the black on black crime is something that they named for us to make us feel like we're like savages and all this other stuff. Because if you go to any community, there's white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, wherever
most of the crimes happen
in your community
around the people that you
so like tell them to miss us with that. Right
on.
You know, they always playing with our faces and trying to make us seem like it's something that's not right. Just like the Rays keep on talking about this sold out game that's 11,000.
It's sold out because it was a smaller venue,
right, but you're missing 5,000 people.
Okay.
But stop playing in our face. But that's just random,
right? These interventions he talked about, some of the strategies that he included was like early childhood intervention. He said that you should start early, addressing academic and behavioral expectations before the age of 5. He said focusing on literacy, encourage reading and verbal expression early and often. He also talked about the need to nurture self-esteem, so Black boys must see themselves reflected positively in books as well as the toys and role models. That was one of the things that he was really big on too, was having like those action figures. You know, having Black action figures so that you see your heroes when you playing, mocking them up, that you see yourself in the toys as well.
I like you said that it sparked my thing. So if you haven't watched Forever, it's a new series on Netflix. Forever. Great. And what I love about it, it's a 2-parent household. And I love the dad in there, like the way that he show up for his boys. And you could see the dynamics of the mom of like, you know, nah. And he was like, no, you say you need to grow. He need to be a boy. Like, let him get hurt. Like, listen, forever. So go look at it. I'm glad you said that because we're talking about like shaping Black boys.
That's right.
And this shows how important it is to have a 2-parent, or at least have a father present. And even in the daughter, the main character for the female that's in there, she has a community, but her dad is not present. And you can see the difference. You can see the difference. Now she's still confident, but you can see
the dynamics of like
you can see
somebody who doesn't have a father.
You can see the absentee of the father and the decisions that she made. And straight A students, you know, but so Forever. Great docs, great series to watch.
Right on. Another one of the things that Dr. Kajufu talked about was addressing misdiagnosis and over-discipline. He said that too many Black boys are misdiagnosed with learning disabilities or behavioral disorders. He opposed Ritalin overuse. He criticized the overprescription of medication as a response to active or non-compliant boys. And he also was an advocate for restorative justice instead of this harsh zero tolerance policy that we've seen to that negatively impact our communities more so than others. And so, great work. And then LA said, I keep hearing great things about the show Forever.
You should watch it. They signed for a second season. Like, y'all, so we can talk about it. Right? Like, it is lining up with, you could just see, it's just a really good show. It's a really good show. And I know during the break, we had talked about it a little bit briefly. You had mentioned that you wanted to talk about this trial that's going on right now. So like this trial with Diddy.
The Diddy trial.
The Diddy trial. So I'm following but not following.
And I'm not following.
I'm following and not following. So this is what I can agree. He was a mean person. He's not a good person. He's not a good person. And I realized that like there's some freaky stuff that happened that blows my mind that I would never think of in a lifetime. Right. So there's some stuff that done happened and that I feel, you know, that has been said and it's crazy. But I go back to, he's not on trial for being freaky. So
being
I'm trying.
freaky is not a crime.
No, being a freak, and not especially if you have consenting adults.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm
But
really.
that is, so again, I haven't been following it. I don't know too much about what this case is about. Really,
Yeah.
I know it's like sex trafficking. Is this the sex trafficking
This the
case?
sex trafficking case. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like where they're going with it.
Because but all of the stuff that I've been hearing has been about Cassie's testimonies,
Right.
and just the things that she said, and it's been mixed reviews on
Mhm.
like her testimony. That's why, like I said, I don't really get into it, and because it's a thin line, right? When you have a victim that's being dragged, you know, but then some people say like she was a willing participant. She wasn't. Like I don't like to get into all of that kind of
I
stuff.
don't. So
because that's a
So
real
I will
sticky
tell you this
situation.
because
Yeah.
people always say, "Why did she leave?" I will tell you
Mhm.
this: any relationship is hard to leave, good, bad, indifferent.
Okay.
When you're in a relationship with somebody,
Mhm.
I don't care if it's a good relationship and it's if you.
Well, you don't want to leave a good one.
No, you don't. But but I'm just saying, all relationships are. You see,
Yeah.
work relation. You can't.
Okay.
It's hard to leave any
Okay. Even
relationship.
retirement. I hear
Yeah.
you. So in a good situation, like it may be like, okay, I'm moving to go away and
You see how
do
many
something great. Yeah.
you look, okay, let's look at this. This Tom Brady. Look how many times he retired
Okay.
and then came or tried to retire and came
I
back.
hear that. I hear that.
You know what I mean? So to sit up there and say she should have left is easier said than done.
Yeah.
And then you always replay the good things that happen in your relationship. It's not always bad.
And you having hope for like things will change.
Or
they'll
like
be
you're
better, they'll
hoping
be
and all this
different,
other stuff. And I'm not an advocate because nobody should be getting their tail whooped. People need to keep their hands to themselves.
I'm not laughing.
Men
at that.
and women.
Yeah. I'm laughing at UB's comment. Definitely agree with you.
You know, like no, but like
said
people.
it's not Diddy, it's the diddler.
All right.
But yeah, definitely, don't support, condone, or approve of any domestic violence or violence in the relationship. And it's just that's what I mean. It's like it's a thin line, and so trying to support one or the other, it's like they have to work out what they need to work out, and let them people have what they have. What let them get through what they're going through. But it is unfortunate. I don't like to again comment too much on that stuff because you never really know.
No, you don't.
Like you never really know.
Because and I think she was a willing participant until
but you
she
never
wasn't.
Really know.
Until she wasn't.
Yeah.
Like because they pulled out emails where she was like, "Hey, we're gonna do it. Like I'm ready. Hey."
But is that because I know that's what you like, and I know that's what you into, and in order when you happy, you don't beat me. So I'm gonna say what I need to say in order for you to be happy. Like you never know the level and the depth of that. Like you never know what be going on in people's minds.
And it was a
like,
lot.
Is she just saying what she want? What he, what
she said that
think
she was
he want him to hear, or
so what she said she was in love with him, and she,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she didn't want nobody else to have him.
Okay.
And it was a lot of drugs.
Yeah,
a lot of drugs that was involved.
Wow. What we got? I seen a comment come in. Okay, there we go. Stockholm syndrome is real, and many of us abused women have experienced difficulty leaving abusive relationships. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so it's always like this. Everybody has an opinion and a viewpoint.
Right.
But if you don't have like lived experience in that situation, and even if you do, every situation is unique.
Every situation, because some people, the abuse, there's different levels of abuse.
Yeah.
Right. But all I do, keep an eye on it, see what happened. I think so. Cassie is done testifying.
Okay.
Her husband did make a statement. And he stand beside her and was like, that was the last time we talking about this. She's not interviewing about it no more. This is a part of her past.
Okay.
She stood up there and basically closed that chapter in her life.
Yeah.
She's a great mother. She
moving forward. Like that's
it's
more to her than
than that chapter of her life.
Right.
And they're finna welcome their son into this world because she's pregnant.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think they have 2 girls.
That's tough.
And now,
about that.
And so, he stood by her side. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, the diddler is diddling.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man. So what does this mean for the culture? What's kind of the bigger picture? What's the bigger play here? Because that's another one of the conversations. Like, okay, black men, white men, this happens to us, doesn't happen to them type deal.
So listen, here we go.
Yeah.
We know life ain't fair. We wish it was. It ain't. Oh, it ain't no way that we can change it. We can't do what the other people do sometimes.
Yeah.
And so you know that, because who knows, like, if Diddy didn't change his ways.
Okay.
Like, let's say that, because we saw a shift in Diddy.
Yeah, when he became Brother Love.
Yeah, we saw a different shift, and that could be real.
Yeah.
It could be fake, but it could be real.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right.
And when you're ready to do something great for your people,
okay,
I also believe that they're okay with you poisoning.
Yeah.
And feeding us junk. But when you start talking about be healthy and let's get together, because Diddy was about to start a black political party.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So there's other implications.
So it's like,
wow.
Yeah, you can party with them, and as long as you was partying with them, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I will tell you, like, these people was will. So I'm gonna say this, and y'all can be mad at me a little bit.
You said they can be mad a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel sorry for Cassie.
Yeah.
Like, my heart go out to Cassie, especially because nobody should be getting beat.
Yeah.
But I don't feel sorry, like, for willing participants to go to a freak off who wanted to do this and signed up for it. Like, I don't care what grown adults do.
And then
that's me. Like, I don't, like, if you consent to it now, if you didn't get what you wanted from it, that's on you.
Okay.
Like, because people.
So they went to these things expecting some type of outcome, and then they didn't.
Yeah. That's life. Like, you go to interviews expecting a job, and sometimes you don't get it.
Yeah.
You know,
part of life,
that's just part of life.
They just ain't make you put on all this baby oil in order to think you was getting a job.
But I mean, I will tell you this:
they lather you up.
But when you go to a freak off, you know something going down.
Yeah, that's
you know this wasn't no interview. Like, they calling it freak offs. Like, they know they're going to a sex party.
Right.
I don't care what consensual adults do.
Okay. I hear that.
That's just me.
Yep, I hear that.
If you was forced, somebody snatched you up and made you do it. That's
the whole problem.
Yeah. You got my attention.
Right.
Like, I want to come and help you fight.
Yeah.
But if you got
that's the line. The line that people cross is like, I went to this thing thinking that I'm going to have control, and then you get in there and you don't have, like, somebody else take charge, and now you end up in a situation where you really didn't want to be, but you thought that it was like, that's what I mean. It's all these layers.
It
and all
is a lot of layers
scenarios.
That's what I say. So
too much for me
you got force.
Yeah.
You got my ear.
Yeah.
You consented, like, you went in it. So we do know that there was levels to this party.
Okay. Yes, it was levels.
So you had the 12 a.m., the 12 p.m. party.
Yeah. Okay.
You had the 5 p.m. party.
Okay.
And then you had the 12 a.m. party.
Okay. Yes. The layers.
The layers in my mind, right?
Yeah.
After the 5 p.m. party.
Yeah. And it was an open secret. They said that, like, people knew what was going on.
I knew what, like, I heard about it. You heard about it.
We ain't
never been.
Yeah, I ain't know how far they went, though.
We don't know, but we knew that it was freakiness going on.
Yes.
And so we kind of
Yeah, I hear that. Wow. Well, you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Gems, 99.1 FM, Carafesta Radio, and we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the support that you give us. If you'd like to give a tangible means of support, you can do that in a couple of ways. You can send us some stars right at the bottom of your Facebook comment section. There's a little star button. Hit that. Send us a contribution. We definitely appreciate it. Also, if you want to go to the website, you can go to 99gemstheberg.com and show your love, show your support. And then another way that you can do it to y'all is just like the page, share the page, subscribe to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, and help us continue to grow and build our community. All right.
Yeah.
We do have Ask Kiana.
Go ahead. Let's ask it.
Tell them who is brought to us by.
It's brought to us by the grocery co-op.
Yes. One Community Grocery Co-op, OCGC.coop.
Yes.
Make sure that y'all check them out. Lots of great things are happening.
And I think they were at Brooksville too.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. They went to the family reunion. It was on the list, but it's okay. It was too much to try, and I had like a lot. I really wanted to go, and then when I found out that it was an hour and 45 minutes away, I was like, dang.
It ain't an hour and 45 minutes.
That's what Google said.
You must have went the long way.
I don't know. I never been,
Maybe
so I
with traffic.
put it into Google because I was gonna try and like schedule to go and then come back and do the thing that I had to do.
If you
but it
went,
was just when I saw that travel time, I was like,
but it actually like when you go up there. When I say it's so beautiful,
yeah,
like it's so peaceful.
it looked like it, and again, just seeing the tour, understanding the history, all of the things that were promoted, and I do see that there's other opportunities. There'll be opportunities to go up there. I see that they do these tours pretty regularly.
Every weekend. So
Okay.
the manor house is closed during the week.
Okay.
It opens up on the weekend. So if you want to go ahead and do the tour of the manor house, it's there.
Before it burned down.
Hopefully. No, the manor house has so many.
They got good history too, right?
They got
like
bad history. They got good history.
Like they made up for some of the bad
They
stuff.
made up for some of the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did.
Okay.
So
all right. So ask Kiana. Again.
Good morning, Damien.
So I'm ready to settle down, but she's still in party mode. All right, dear Kiana, I met my girl at the club 2 years ago. Back then, we were both out all the time living that life. But now things have changed. We have a 1-year-old son, and I'm trying to grow up, settle down, and focus on building a stable home. The problem is she's still in party mode. She wants to be out almost every night, girls' nights, clubs, hookah lounges, you name it. I'm not trying to control her, but I feel like I'm evolving and she's still stuck in the same place. I know this was her lifestyle when we met, and I was in it too, but I'm trying to level up now for me and for our child. How do I ask her to make changes without sounding like I'm trying to change who she is? And what do I do if she's not ready to grow with me?
That's a hard one. That's another because I'm not one of them people to tell you to leave your relationship. Like I'm just not one of them people unless you're in danger.
Okay.
Right. But I'm also one of the people is that you have to reevaluate where you at. Like two things can be true at the same time. Okay. Because sometimes people do outgrow each other. That's unfortunately,
true. I was just thinking that.
It's
okay to grow apart.
Yeah, it is okay to grow up, and either
as long as you're growing,
right? Because sometimes y'all grow together, and sometimes y'all grow apart.
True.
I will say that you really have to have this conversation, and hopefully, so that if y'all have to grow apart, it's not ugly because y'all have a child, a 1-year-old in there.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's the reality of sometimes, like good people. You can be good people and ain't good for each other.
Good people and good for each other
are not good for each other.
Damien was good. Damien Davis. Yeah.
So it's really hard to tell you kind of how to but you
So how about this? How do I ask her to make changes without sounding like I'm trying to change who she is? So how do you approach that conversation? You said have the conversation. What would be a way that you can kind of walk into that?
Y'all need to figure out what y'all want y'all life to look like.
Okay.
Start out there. Like, what are y'all goals for your relationship?
Okay.
And then how can y'all lifestyle accommodate y'all goals that you want for your future?
Okay. So once you're clear on like where you want to be, then you can just determine like what activities need to be added or removed in order to get to where you want to be.
Right. And I mean, so partying, there's nothing wrong with partying, but it needs to be in moderation. But I will tell you, as you become an adult, there's some things that you have to let go.
Yeah.
And your priorities, like what are your priorities? And now, is her partying messing up the household?
Okay.
Or you just don't like is she getting up, going to work, making sure the house is done? Okay. So those are things that need to be addressed as well.
Okay.
Because if
the household is solid and she's doing all of her
because this may be her outlet.
Okay.
Like, she may have a stressful job. She cooking, cleaning, making sure y'all house is good. And your relaxed time is just sitting at home watching TV. Her relaxed time is going out there doing hookah, taking a drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to figure out if what she's doing a problem for the household.
I hear that. Erica, what's good?
So that's the part that y'all need to talk about, because not necessarily going out every night, because I know people who are married.
Yeah.
The husband typically is at home and the wife is a little bit more out.
Okay.
But
and she do the girls' nights. That's what he said. She's doing girls' nights, clubs, hookah lounges, you name it. She want to go out almost every night.
And so listen, so I can
Almost
say,
every night. That's a lot, though.
for in your mind it is, but listen, like if I got a stressful job and I go home, so you go home and you and a 1-year-old is stressful.
Yeah.
A 1-year-old is stressful.
A 1-year-old can work.
So if I have to go out to like take a drink to wind down, because this thing, and I don't know what y'all household look like, but usually the woman kind of handles more than the man. Not typically, not always, but typically.
Gender roles and all of that stuff has changed. So
whoever is the main caregiver in the house.
It's the household. But that's what I mean. And so when you hear a letter coming like this from a man, he probably doing his part. I mean, you think about it. He's saying, I know that was the lifestyle when we met. I was in it too, but I'm trying to level up now for me and for our child. So I'm thinking, if that's your mindset, you probably doing stuff around the house. You taking care of business and handling it, holding it down. Like you ain't just sitting around watching her leave and go out. Like it's,
I've seen this play out. A husband want to stay at home, and the wife want to party, and but the wife get up, go to work, make sure the girls are out. She's doing everything that she needs to make sure her household is taken care of.
Okay.
And this is her outlet.
So that would be a part of the conversation. So when it says, how do I ask her to make changes without sounding like I'm trying to change who she is? The consideration would be, how is she doing these other things?
Like how is it messing up the household?
Okay. What's the impact on the household?
What is the impact on the household?
If he's not happy, that's a huge impact, right? Happy spouse, happy house type deal.
It is, but just because you don't, because some things are controlling.
Los was good, man.
Some stuff is just controlling, but some stuff is controlling. Like but see, we don't know the layers of it.
He said, what do I do if she's not ready to grow with me? Because he's saying he's growing, and he like, that was the stage in his life that he was in, and he's like coming out of that stage and ready to move. And she's still like in that mode.
You got to figure out, how does this impact your household?
Okay.
And I mean, just because some people listen,
right,
some people, we hear about women that's here and men is still there, and they say that y'all mature a little bit. Y'all is not as mature as us typically, right?
That's what they said. Yeah.
That's what they say. Yeah. And then women have to wait.
That was probably written by a woman. By a woman probably wrote that. But
probably not. But and then women wait for men to catch up.
Okay.
Right. And then they
so now the shoe is on the other foot.
So wait for her to catch up.
Okay. Oh man, come on, man. What y'all say, brothers? Y'all chime in. I see Carlos in here. You a jab, man. Talk to me. Help us out, brothers. So to ask Kiana today, we have a letter from a brother who's he ready to settle down and chill. Met his girlfriend in the club 2 years ago. Now they got a 1-year-old. He ready to like stop the clubbing, but she like still turning up every night. How should he handle it? What do you do? How you work with it?
So listen, let's listen to it. But
yeah.
But I do think that there's always compromises that need to be made in your relationship.
Always.
And if it's something that's important to her, I think she'll make some changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe like, hey, I only go out on the weekends, or give me 2 days a week, because this may be her this may be her therapy, you know. And so like he might smoke weed.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? And she got to accept she might not be a weed smoker, but you get your unwind weed at your house all day. You can come home and do that. But
his idea of fun and his idea of
relaxation is different than hers.
Okay. No, those are real considerations. Jazz says she better sit her down. Oh man! Wow! I mean, I guess that's we in the future now, and so the things that it used to be a time when you can say, no, that ain't what I want, and the woman would be like, okay, in order for you to be happy, I won't do that. But now we're in another time where it's like, okay, well, this is what make me happy.
Well,
so you just love it or leave it.
So I subscribe and don't.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. To love it or leave it.
Yeah, I subscribe. I subscribe and I don't.
That. Love it or leave it.
There's things I always say single Kiana love,
Okay.
relationship Kiana can't do.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
you
I
know
hear that.
what-
Yeah.
you
Yeah. When
know
you're
what I-
single, it's a different way you show up.
yeah, you
You
just
show up. I'm single.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
So
single.
yeah. And when I'm in a relationship, you
There's
show up
as a
somebody who's in a relationship.
relationship.
Okay,
So there's
yeah.
things that change.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear when like, oh, you met me that way, you didn't have no problem. So we had
Okay.
you're not supposed if I'm the same person I was 10 years ago, then there's a problem.
That is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's sit that right there.
Yeah.
And the things that you did when you were 21, hopefully you're not still doing at 41.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it has now changed.
Evolved and you constantly evolving, constantly growing.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's things that's okay prior, that's not okay right now. So like that love it or leave it, like this is how you found me, like, oh, you knew this.
Yeah,
when
we
I
met in the
it.
club and now you don't want me to go to the club.
But okay, but we both met in the club, but now we got bad knees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
oh, we got a 1-year-old child.
Right, that needs us. And now our priorities is raising this 1-year-old child.
Right.
And making sure that they have a good foundation. So yes, I like hanging out, but now my priority is that, and now I can't hang out as much.
Yeah, that's true. Ruby says, as a single or dating person that does not parent, as a single or dating person, does that
a parent
and a mature adult doesn't? I think we left you.
You left somebody. You probably typing faster in the car.
Yeah.
Just clear it up.
Give me that one. Yeah, give me. Help me understand that one.
So love it or leave it. No, but so so there's some stuff there's some stuff that may have to love it and leave. You know what I mean? Like this is But just because this is you don't mean that it's right.
Yeah, and I think that's another one of those things when you talk about the compromise, right? The love it or leave it a lot of times implies a unwillingness to compromise. Like if you giving me that ultimatum, like love me as this or leave me, that's putting it all on me, and there's no compromise for you.
And I'll tell you what I don't like about that. It seems so selfish.
Okay, yeah.
Like either love this about me. Now I'm telling you that this hurts me.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't make me feel good. And you're telling me
love it or leave it.
That's just not a good place to be in.
Yeah.
For either person.
That's
like
right.
if you're so strong in that you're not gonna change that, then let me go. Because I'm not the person for you, even if I'm not strong enough to walk away from you.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people will compromise their happiness for somebody else that they love, and you can see them dying in front of you. And you decide that like whatever this one thing is or a couple of things is so important to you and means so much that you will look at somebody that you lay next to or you say you love, watch them hurt because of your actions.
And you have no desire to change.
Right.
Or no willingness to change.
And so if you strong, if that person is not strong enough to walk away from you, walk away from them.
Ooh. But that's the thing, the love it or leave it. Yeah, I guess so. Because if you're ready to, love it or leave it. When you tell them, that means if they leave, you're okay with them leaving. Right? Because if you want them to stay, then you would make the change. But if you're saying love it or leave it, and they decide to leave it, like you already was you cool, like go ahead then.
Yeah, but you know how like people don't, like some people you got to call their bluff. They really don't want you to leave, but they say it because they think they have so much power.
Because they know you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when you leave, they be like, no,
baby, no.
and then you see the changes.
Okay, like Martin's like, oh Gina, oh baby, breaking and falling apart because you really didn't mean leave when you said leave.
Right, you just wanted to be selfish and keep. But what happens is the person that I would hate it, and if that means that much to you, be you. Yeah, be you. But let me go.
Right.
If I can't walk away,
I hear that.
And when I try to walk away, because you said love it or leave it, let me just walk.
Let me go ahead and go.
Don't pull me back and then give me this fairy tale of something that you know that you're not gonna give me.
Yeah, and I think about it like this too. Now, as I'm saying, is the love it or leave it. This is something my daddy used to say. I actually started working on my book over this weekend as well.
Oh,
like, I brought it back. And one of the things he used to say is quit happens before stop. Right. So a lot of times you've already like given up, but you just kept going.
Yeah.
And then eventually you stop. It's like a train. Like when the train is going, they hit the brakes, but it slides for maybe, a while. So the quit happens before the actual stop.
Yeah.
And when you hear love it or leave it, you probably quit a while back.
Yeah.
And now this thing is coming up and it's like, okay, love it or leave it, because you're ready to stop. You got to be, in order to tell somebody love me or leave me, you probably ready to stop.
You're somewhere in there.
Yeah, you might already quit.
Like you're somewhere in there, or you just a narcissist.
One or the other. All right, put it in the comments, y'all. Love me or leave me, baby. Yubi says we can grow up together, but we not mature together. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
I see the Q exclamation point from my wife, your twin flame. I don't know what point that was that you hit on, but
leave me.
But
leave me. Like if you
love me or leave me, baby. Let me go.
Let me go. Like if I'm telling you what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and you can't give it to me, or you're not even willing.
Yeah.
Just let me go.
Okay.
But it's hard for each party because I saw this. Okay, so Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
Go back to Peter Guns.
Okay.
And he had his girlfriend, and then he married the girl secretly.
Okay.
Right. And like it played out on national TV, like he had the two girls, and like everybody's like, why y'all won't leave him? You know what I mean? Because they love them. And I would tell you this is everything that people say that they will never do.
Yeah.
They do behind closed doors.
Okay.
People say, I'll never put up with this. Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Like you have, it's just not public. And what he said too, he was like, if y'all think it's hard for them to leave me, it's hard for me to leave them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He was like, it hurt, like I'm hurting.
Because he don't want to leave.
He felt the pain, like he didn't want to hurt either one of them. But the selfishness of them is that he still wanted to love on both of them.
Okay. Well, they got situations now where they're allowing that to happen. Like that's the word. The world has evolved into a place where you can do that. I think Neo got some stuff like that going on, don't he?
It do. So I don't subscribe to that either.
It's just a communication.
It's just, but again, okay. Some people some people okay with it.
Yeah.
For a time frame, I think I watched Sister Wives.
Okay. Yeah.
And I watched it play out. He only got one wife now. Now, mind you,
all the
he started at 5.
Okay. And then
he
they
started at 4. No, he started at 3. Added the 4th one in there, and you saw like the breakdown when the 4th wife came in. Now, mind you, he was married to the first wife for like 30 years. Like they was married for a long time.
Okay.
Like, okay. But now that they tell their story that they had, like people was missing stuff, like there was emotional needs that needed to be met that wasn't met, and things like that. And when you're trying to one man be that for 4 women, somebody's gonna impossible.
That's in the Quran. So they talk about Islam and how you can have multiple wives in Islam, and the Quran does provide that provision. But right after it says you can have up to 4 in this particular surah, it says, but one is better. Right. So it's telling you like this is permissible, but the ideal scene is for you to have one, and don't take on these other wives if you can't be just. Right. If you can't do justice by them. So it's not just, hey man, I'm a Muslim. I can have it's provisions to say like you got to be able to support them, number one. And you ought to be able to provide justice for them. So to your point about the needs being met, like the needs, you have to be able to do that justly. And trying to do that for one is enough work.
And I think we're complex individuals, right?
Better, yeah.
And so like some people don't want nobody in their space on an everyday basis.
My wife says she's stingy. That's how she says it.
Yeah. I'm kind of territorial about mine too. And so you really have to be careful. But I mean, for each his own, because some people make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. Every situation is different. That's why I said communication is the key.
Communication is definitely But I will tell you, to bring other people into your house, what I heard somebody is that you have to be faithful to one
Yeah.
first and know how to, nourish that relationship before you bring somebody else into it.
I hear that. All right, let's do some. We got some announcements. And stuff
Okay,
that's
let's
coming
go,
up.
because we only got like a couple of minutes.
We do. And so tomorrow night, the Childs Park Neighborhood Association monthly meeting is happening. It's at 6:30 p.m. at the Childs Park Rec Center. You can come out and get some updates and stay engaged in your neighborhood. Also, there's Real Talk, Teens and Social Media Safety. It's the second session. It's going to be the same great content as the one that they did last week. And this time it's going to be also at the Childs Park Recreation Center from 5:30 to 6:30. Again, this is a conversation around teens and social media safety. There was a report that just came out. We talked about it, how social media is impacting mental health of our teens. And so the conversation on Thursday at Childs Park will be addressing that. Then Saturday, the 24th, there's a Youth Champions Empowerment Program that's happening over at Jordan Park. It's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., 1245 Jordan Park Street. The target audience is 11 to 17-year-olds who have been affected by violence. You don't have to live in Jordan Park to participate. That's just the host site. And it's talking about safe spaces, guided healing, food will be provided. I Care St. Pete, they're doing a drive-through hurricane prep, also Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1.
And they're giving away stuff, right?
Yeah, free giveaways, preparedness resources, lots of stuff for the whole family. If you missed that one, you can go on the 31st. There's a hurricane expo that's being done by the county. Join the city and the county, 10 a.m. to 1 at Willis Johns Rec Center. Free hurricane kits, sandbag demos, pet services, food, fun for the kids, and also a chance to win a generator. I think that's kind of big.
Oh, I want a generator.
Yeah, so go out to Willis Johns and participate. You get the free hurricane kit, see how to do sandbags, and you may get an opportunity.
I don't want to. I just want to go to the city and just grab my sandbag.
And they do sandbags year round. Like, you don't have to wait until the storm. I think every second Saturday they do sandbags. And so if you need sandbags, like, you don't have to wait until.
Where you gonna put them sandbags at?
I don't know. That's a good question. Where do you store sandbags? Maybe they'll tell you at the demo. But yeah, that's what's happening, y'all. Make sure that you get out, get involved, and stick around.
All right. Be the change you want to be and
Okay.
see. Write down those 5 things. Participate this weekend. Again, stand up for the things that matter for you, right? We got some business that seem like they're being targeted. Figure out how we can support them.
Yes, please. And
If you want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Jeff, he bought a generator for $300 on Facebook, man. Let me holler at you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Up next, Sister Hughes.
Lose your shoe.
And shout all around the house. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.